churches is where people see and be seen, young, old, family. So where I can chat. I think here would be good. Found a spot. If you guys are curious about what I've been having under this turban, this is it. Going out locks again. Okay. All right. So, I'm doing this live because something peculiar happened. Something mundane, but peculiar and meaningful to me happened. My last two videos, my first one was a collective reading about the Divine Mother rising and how all wrongs will be righted. For anybody who happens to come across my video, that's their reading, okay? Also, in that video, I discussed how, like sort of off the cuff, how that my energy, I feel so aligned with that energy of the new year of all wrongs being righted, that there's not even really a need for revenge, because this new energy, this new shift coming in is going to basically take care of our enemies for us, those who have wronged us for us. All right? And I feel that so powerfully that I don't even feel the need anymore, really, to do revenge spells or darker magic for the purpose of justice. Okay? And that was the core of my work, the bulk of my work, why I got into magic in the first place 5 years ago, because of all the stuff that happened to me. As a lot of you may already know, I am a domestic violence survivor, and I was stuck in a little Wyoming town, racist little town, away like 2,000 miles away from my family and stuff, and these people tried to destroy me. My ex tried to destroy me using the system, and I didn't. Even though I was always like psychic, it was latent, and I had magic and spirituality to rely on to get out of that situation and protect my child, because they didn't care about protecting my child from my abusive ex. Hi everyone. Hi Connie. Hi Saul. Welcome to Costa Rica. I'm at the park here. The parks are open late at night here. It's not like the US. The parks can be open like well past sunset. Anyhow, so yeah, that's why I got into magic, right? And sun. I think it's a natural cycle of the sun. Someone's asking me what do I think about the sun getting hotter and hotter. Most likely it's a natural cycle, or not, but that's what it's most likely to be. Everything's in constant motion. So during this video, when I was just talking about how I don't feel the need to do darker work, right? I'm now focused more on helping people transform, healing, and that's where my energy is now more aligned with. And the enemies that we have, like, not a need, because that's going to take care of itself. We won't even have to lift a finger. All right. And that was like that was like a declaration in the universe that I made. All right. And then today I made a meditation video based off of that collective reading. So for anyone who feels that reading resonates with them, they can also listen to the music that shares that energy if they want to reinforce that energy within themselves, that it's going to be handled. The people who have wronged you, people who have hurt you purposely, screwed you over, just get you so angry. In my case, it was my ex-husband because he'd done some of the worst things to me. Hi, Tamsville. Let me just take a while to say hi to a few people coming. Pink Panther Day, Micro Acid, Sean. Yeah, so it was like another chapter closing in my life, a 5-year-old chapter closing in my life to make the shift. And the weirdest thing that happened, that wasn't really weird. I was watching YouTube and this advertisement came up for this movie on MGM, on the MGM channel, streaming channel, a movie or a series called The Earth Abides, right? And it was interesting to me because I saw one of the main characters was a black woman, and she seems partnered up with this white guy, and it's a post-apocalyptic. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had to switch up on my location a little. Now, where was I? Yeah, so the Earth abides. This after I made this declaration, right, that I'm no longer really into curse work, justified cursing work, and focusing more on transformation and healing. Sometimes when you do that, a lot of times when you do that, the universe sends you a message, right? When you make a declaration or you're just finishing up a chapter, the universe will send you messages one way or another to either confirm what you have just declared to yourself or others, right? Or, a new chapter in your life. And now going into healing transformation and everything, away from the past traumas, helping people do the same. I came across a series last night called the Earth Abides, right? And it looked very interesting because they had like a Michonne. If you guys are into Walking Dead, they looked like they had a black Michonne-like character, and this white guy, and it was like a post-apocalyptic type of thing. There's like a pandemic, so I was like, oh, cool, this looks pretty cool. It looks like Walking Dead. I like Walking Dead. It's on MGM streaming, free trial and everything, but it's available for free on YouTube. If you look it up, there's people who posted it. But anyway, so I went into watching this series without any expectations, right? And the weirdest thing, the main character, this guy, he goes by the name of Ish. He reminded me, he looked a lot like my ex-husband. And I mean, I'll put it this way. He could play my ex-husband in a movie. If there was a movie about the story of my POS ex-husband's life, he could actually play it, though he's not as tall as athletic as this actor. But it was just so strange. He had the same, he was blonde. This guy was blue-eyed. My ex was green-eyed. The beard, they had the same facial, facial mannerisms, everything. And he even spoke in the same lowish, raspy voice, right? And it's like one of these pandemics that just wiped out like 99% of the earth. So he was like alone for like a whole year. And he comes across this black woman. And she's good looking, but she's not Hollywood beautiful. And what reminded her of me was not her physical looks. She didn't really look like me, but her spirit. She was like this earth mother type, right? And they fall in love. They basically partner with each other to basically start the world over and everything. And I'm like looking, and she's into making her own home crafts, her own medicines, doing her own garden and everything. And she was like that before the earth turned, right? And I'm looking at them, and everything's so beautiful, everything's so peaceful. And I was kind of like expecting it to be like The Walking Dead, where there's going to be marauders and bad guys and, you know, the saviors and the Negans and everything like that. And I'm like looking around every corner scared for these people because they're so gentle. The both of them are so gentle and nice and peaceful. None of that was happening at all. The focus of the movie wasn't about that. It's about human connections, finding people along the way, because there were more people that came along, finding your tribe, making your tribe, and starting this, in the process of starting this world over again. And that was I realized when I was like watching this show, oh, this is the life I wanted to live. This was the life I intended to live when I got with my ex-husband. And isn't it funny that this man looks a lot like him, have the same mannerisms, same voice, same facial expressions. And I was surprised at myself that I wasn't triggered by that. You know, and I said, wow, I am truly healed because I wasn't angry. I didn't feel fear, because usually when I see someone who reminds me of him, even on television, there's like something that would tense up sometimes, you know. I hope you guys are still able to hear me. And here this character who was living this life that I intended, you know, him with this black woman, making their own food, growing their own food, slaughtering their own animals, living off of the land, because my ex and I, we were into that, you know. But the thing was, he wasn't a nice guy. He wasn't a good guy. All that was just a mask, right? And I have to say, it was a very refreshing show. It was a very wholesome. Yet there were a couple of bad guys. There were a few bad guys in this show, but it wasn't like Walking Dead, right? It was more about the relationships and starting over with the family that you make, with the people along the way, and building trust and everything. It was a feel-good type of apocalyptic film. I've never seen anything like that before, so I would recommend it. But anyway, the next day, today, I saw an interview with the two actors, right? They were being themselves, talking about the film, talking about the series. And that's when I got my punch in the gut, because this man, he showed up to the interview as himself. I thought, you know, he no longer had the mannerisms. He didn't even have that raspy, low voice. And that's when I realized, like, oh my gosh, this man, this paid actor, and the unpaid actor I was married to, that energy that they were channeling of this gentle alpha male living off the land, loving and tender to his wife, no drama, you know, he didn't exist at all, for real. And that's when it hit me. That was a little bit of a punch in the gut. But anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. That was the universe's, the goddesses, message to me, that was sent, you know, that just to confirm that chapter in my life, you know, the anger, resentment, the cursing, getting revenge for people, that, you know, already is behind me, you know, because my reaction to seeing that series play out, my ideal life, it was just a strange experience, but it was tranquil too, because what it felt like watching that series, showing my ideal life minus the world ending, right? It was almost as if I had died and I was reviewing my past life or something like that. That's what it felt like, you know? And I was just watching it go by and accepting it. If that makes sense to you guys, you know? Because that was the life I really wanted to live. You know, living off the land, prepping. For those of you who don't know, I would can my own food, even can my own meat. Lasts good for 5 years, better than the stuff you could get at Walmart or wherever else, you know. Did my own gardening and made my own tinctures and medicines, and here I was seeing this life, and I wanted to have lots of children. I wanted to have lots of children too, and that's what the characters did throughout this whole thing. So it was a message from the universe to just accept, you know, just to accept and I guess let go. And it was healing. I'll watch that again, and I recommend you guys watch it too if you're into that. And it's based off a book too. This series is The Earth Abides is a book from I think the 1970s or 1960s. I've never read it. I heard that the series is pretty close to the book, even the characters. And the character in the book was a black woman, which was controversial at the time. You know, here's these two people chosen to restart society after most people are dead, and it's with a black woman, and they have all these interracial kids and blah, 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 blah. But it's good enough that they made a film out of it, so hey. Well, anyway, guys, onward with the healing work, the transformation work, and you know, if anyone feels the need to have help, you know, reach out to me for a consultation, a free consultation, or if you want a reading, reach out. Be sure to check out that movie, The Earth Abides. Check out my website. And hey, that's it. God bless all of you on the other side of this screen.